I, nearly adult male, lost my dad 10 years ago. When he got sick, he started a memory book with me so I could hold on to the memories. He did one for my sister too, but she wasn't as into it and was more into videos he made of himself. But for me, the memory book was everything, and I continued adding to it after he died. I would add any memory I had of my dad or our family. Sometimes something came back when I found a random photo or something. Then I included memories with my sister. Sometimes I included some memories of Mom, but after Dad died, my relationship with her was more complicated. She thought we needed another dad, and because we said we didn't want another dad, she was angry with us a lot. She tried to rush a couple of relationships, but they failed when the guy realized he wasn't getting an insta-happy family. 5 years ago, my mom met her husband John, and they merged families. John was a single dad of 3 kids. Technically, he has 4 kids, but one is not in his life. John's 3 kids do not have an involved mom, so my mom has stepped up to be their mom and they call her Mom. John has tried stepping up to be my and my sister's dad, but we see him as just a stepdad. John's kids are just step-siblings, and I don't love John and his kids. I don't hate or dislike them, but I wouldn't ever include them in my memory book, for example. And that's what this is about. My step-siblings were in my room when I was in school a couple of weeks ago, and they found the memory book. They wanted to know why I had it and didn't have photos of their dad or them. My mom heard them ask those questions, and she demanded to look through it. While Mom was going through it, my step-siblings said they wanted to add their stuff, and I said no, it's not for them. Mom told me not to say that kind of thing to them, and then she told me it should be something that shares memories with our whole family. I told her it was my personal thing. She took it away for a few days, and my sister stole it back, and then I asked my grandpa to hold on to it for me. Mom and John sat me down and said it's unacceptable to have a memory book that's clearly about my family when I don't include my whole family. They said my step-siblings were very upset that I wouldn't add them or let them take part. They then said it should be a family thing, and Mom insisted I hand it back over so we could all work on it together. I told them it's not a family project. It's mine. It's my way of documenting memories of the people I love, and they will not take it away from me. John was angry and said, "Oh, so it's like that, so you don't love us." Mom told me she and John had the right to decide what was or wasn't a family project, and once it's in their home, that's their decision. She also told me I was disrespectful for talking back. They also told me it was time to man up. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Telling you to man up is toxic and pathetic. This was something special between you and your dad. No one gets to tell you what to put in it, and they can't just take it over because of their wants. They can make their own memory book if they want it, but keep your memory book to yourself. I would keep it at Grandpa's because I could see them steal it and ruin it with their own stuff. If it ever returns to Mom's hands, I imagine that book being burned. Mom seems like the type to say, if I can't have it, no one can. I will never for the life of me understand why surviving partners try to erase their dead partners like this. She could have easily said, let's do another with this family and we can all add to it as we go. But they had to be idiots about it. Because they value their new partners more than their own children, which is disgusting. I would be asking a lot of uncomfortable questions if I were OP. So, if you force yourselves into the book of memories I have from my father, that will make you love me? If a book of memories is this important to you, why haven't you started one? Are there any other possessions of mine that you would like to help yourselves to? Do not ask the last question, OP. That one could backfire spectacularly. They sound horrible enough to take more of your stuff. If they want a family memory book, they're free to make one. Your memories with your dad have zero to do with any of them. I'm glad your grandpa can keep it safe for you. Tell your mom's husband to keep his kids out of your room. They have no business pawing through your stuff. In 2010, I, 35 female, was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. My doctor recommended avoiding red meat to reduce inflammation. Over the years, I've just nixed meat altogether and my body has responded extremely positively. I don't care if other people eat meat around me and I don't try to convert. Yesterday, my partner's, 34 male, Joel, parents hosted a family barbecue. About 30 people, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandkids. They're a lovely group except Dave, 50s male, who's that uncle. A few years back, Dave and his ex-wife, no longer part of the family, went through a nasty divorce. Dave is a raging alcoholic. There were affairs on both sides, everyone knows. One of the other habits I've developed over the years is eating standing up when it's appropriate. Dave meanders over to me and starts mocking my liberal food and how I was eating, saying my standing was making everyone uncomfortable. It was a casual barbecue. I wasn't the only one standing. He tried to put some of his brisket on my plate, saying he'd convert me for my own good. This isn't his first anti-vegetarianism tirade he's aimed at me. Finally, he took a bite out of his burger and gave me a big grin while chewing, bits of the still being chewed burger visible in his teeth, and said, meat, and laughed, spewing food everywhere. I'd had enough. I said, "You know, Uncle Dave, while we're on the topic of criticising each other's life choices, you'd probably still be married if you'd gotten your drinking under control years ago, instead of screwing the first waitress willing to fall that low." Everyone within earshot fell quiet and stared. Dave said, "I don't have to put up with this crap," and left. My outburst has split the family. The cousins, including Dave's kid and Joel, are all on my side. My mother-in-law and father-in-law expressed discomfort, but I think he had it coming. The aunts and uncles, however, have bombarded me with texts stating how inappropriate and cruel I was, and that I shouldn't expect invites if that's how I was going to act. Am I the idiot? Did I go too far? Edit. Dave knows I have Crohn's. Another Dave moment explaining why it's been historically difficult to tell him to stop is sister-in-law's pregnancy comment. As much as I'd want to be the bigger person, I'm also not convinced a civil explanation would ever work on this man. Historically, knowing he's bothering a person when they calmly ask him to stop just eggs him on further. When my sister-in-law was pregnant, he brought up her weight, saying she was really putting it on. My sister-in-law is naturally very petite and didn't gain much weight throughout her pregnancy. Her husband asked him to stop and he laughed in his face and said, "It was just a joke. I'll stop. I wouldn't want her to get mad and sit on me." They left in a huff, and for the rest of her pregnancy, he referred to them as Jonah and the whale, and would just laugh when people told him to knock it off. No one knows how to deal with this person, and anytime one of the cousins says, "Why do we still invite him?" the response is always, "He's family." No, it wasn't my best moment at all, I can't deny that, but you are not the idiot. As much as this man is clearly insufferable, Jonah and the whale has me howling with laughter. He was extremely nasty and rude to you with absolutely no reason or excuse other than enjoying being a bully. This is a perfect case of someone being unable to take what they dish out. And let's face it, he left you alone after that, so mission accomplished. As far as the rest of the family goes, if they were better at making the alcoholic family member behave or had come to your defense when he was obviously bullying you, as opposed to just letting him get away with his bad behavior, you wouldn't have had to resort to what you said. And it's telling that your aunts and uncles are threatening you with being banned from family events for what you said, but have put up with the intoxicated idiots bullying you, and I assume other people, with no consequences for him. That is hypocrisy at its finest. Perhaps you ought to point this out to them. At the least, you send a message to your uncle that you are not an easy target, that you will fight back. I know everyone likes to stereotype vegans and vegetarians as always being judgmental and critical of others' food choices and fixating on people who eat meat. Still, as a vegetarian myself, my own lived experience is identical to what you've described here. I never comment on what others eat, but I have received countless unsolicited comments and even full-on lectures about what I eat, and it's beyond obnoxious. I agree with your father-in-law and mother-in-law. Uncle Dave had it coming, and he got exactly what he deserved. Growing up, my husband and I were both the weird kids with no friends. I was a bookworm who talked too much. He was a class clown that people found annoying. We grew up, met and married after 2 years of dating. We're both in our late 20s. While my childhood wasn't great without close friends, I'm not desperately yearning to revisit that time. I have friends and we talk once every few days, and we see each other in person every couple of months. We live pretty far apart. My husband, on the other hand, is or was looking for ride-or-die friends. I think he grew up watching too many movies about that. Eventually, at work, he found those friends. They were incredibly intertwined, and my husband did everything with them at work and in his free time. I tried to warm up to them, but they were immature and dramatic, and they all dated or broke up with each other. As time went on, my husband spent less and less time with me. I was lucky if I saw him once a weekend. I tried to have an intervention, but apparently these people were fulfilling his deep need for that close friend group, which I couldn't provide. And I can't lie, he was happier than he'd been in a long time. Sometimes you have to choose your spouse's happiness over your own. Recently, my husband has commented that he misses or wants to spend time with me. I think it's because his friend group is not meeting that often. This weekend, my husband wants to go on a date. However, I already have plans. I'm going to the zoo alone. My company had free tickets and I snagged one. My husband is very sad that I'm not willing to cancel my plans to spend time with him. I told him I'm not a distraction or a backup plan in case his friends can't hang out with him. I'm going to the zoo and I'm going to enjoy myself. Am I the idiot? Edit, I asked him if he wanted to go in January. These were limited corporate weekend tickets. He said no, he would be doing something with his friends. That's part of why I don't want to buy him another ticket. I don't want my nice day alone to be ruined by someone who's only there because his friends aren't available. It just ruins the mood. I would be happy if he actually planned a date and invited me to do something instead of trying to make me cancel plans I'm looking forward to. Not the idiot. He put his friends before you for a long time. It's nice he wants to go on a date now, but because of his behaviour, you no longer count on him for the weekend. He can wait another week instead of being so dramatic about it. You waited many weekends for him while he spent time doing other stuff. Yeah, he can ask you to go on a date later. His not being understanding or considerate of your plans isn't a sweet gesture. He went out and lived his life. Did he expect you to just be waiting for him when he was done? I do wonder though, why are you still in this marriage? This doesn't sound like a marriage at all. You guys are estranged roommates at best. Why not just call an attorney and make it official? Yeah, as a woman who chose to be solo for life a few years ago, I was frustrated while reading this. I'd rather be solo and have friends and do stuff alone than be the plan B or backup for the person who's supposed to put me first. OP, enjoy the zoo. He can suggest another time for the date that works for both of you. I discovered my wife's cheating about 6 months ago. For context, I used to be polyamorous before I decided that I wanted to get married. I'm not very hurt by her cheating. If she asked me before to open the relationship, I would have offered her divorce and for us to live as boyfriend and girlfriend, and we could have explored a polyamorous lifestyle together. I definitely do not want to be married in a polyamorous situation. There are a lot of legal and financial entanglements that are difficult to sort out when you're married and poly. So I asked for divorce as soon as I found out about her cheating. I don't want to know why she cheated. I don't want to know the details. I just want a divorce. I don't like liars. We have a 1-year waiting period before we can proceed with the divorce, so we're stuck in the same house. I don't want to leave and neither does she. I also started dating a week after I told her I wanted separation because I desired intimacy, and having intimacy with her was out of the question. My soon-to-be ex-wife has been working to show me that I can trust her. She's signed up for individual therapy. She's put a lot of effort into herself in the past few months. She wanted to attend couple counselling, but I don't want to waste time and money. I want to cultivate my relationship with my girlfriend, whom I've come to like very much. I see a future with her. She is kind and sweet. I recently started a discussion with my wife about rules regarding introducing my girlfriend to our kids and whether she would like to meet her. She was very mad and unloaded on me that she was doing hard work to fix her issues and I didn't see it. I see it, but I don't see how that changes anything. Then she asked me about my girlfriend and my plans with her. I told her that I think we have a good connection and I can see myself marrying her in the future. I feel she's going to be a good influence on the kids. She's been giving me the silent treatment. Am I the idiot? Everyone's the idiot here. She cheated and her efforts to make amends don't mean she can undo the damage she did. She needs to understand that and accept it. But dude, 6 months into a separation and 5 months, 3 weeks into a new relationship is way too soon to be thinking about introducing your new girlfriend to the kids. Their lives are already being turned upside down by the divorce, especially while their parents are still living together. Seriously, what the heck? You don't have to protect your ex's feelings, though while you're living together and co-parenting, you could probably be a little less hurtful. Still, you do need to put your kids ahead of yourself. Let them process the divorce before you bring another woman into the picture. I honestly might be more disgusted by your selfishness regarding your kids than I am by her cheating, and that's saying something. Yeah, it must be confusing as heck for the kids, and then horny dad throws a girlfriend in the mix. Like so many cheaters, she realized she imperiled her good thing and is trying desperately to get that security back. No one owes a cheating partner forgiveness or any attempt at reconciliation or closure. Good on the soon-to-be ex-wife for getting into therapy, but just because she wants to save the marriage doesn't mean he does, and he's not obligated to do so. But don't bring someone new around the kids until you live separately. You are the idiot. For the fact that you've been cohabiting for a year is giving your wife thoughts that the marriage can be saved. Also, you are the idiot if you can't be single after a relationship for at least a month. Good friends would tell you you're on a rebound. Adults over 30 recognise this won't last. For someone who wasn't hurt, OP sure is acting like someone compulsively trying to fill a void. Either that or OP was done with this relationship and was just waiting for something like this to have an excuse to get out. Our friend Phoebe has always been vegetarian but has recently eliminated all animal byproducts. She's also my roommate. Every time we play Dungeons and Dragons, our friends and my brother come to my and Phoebe's place. They all have other roommates or just one BR apartment. We always decided in the group chat if we're going to order food, each brings something, or if I cook and they PayPal me. This time I offered to cook because I felt like it. I made a huge portion of vegan poutine. Making a real one would be too tedious and I don't like the packaged stuff. Gives me the runs. Anyway, we're all eating and Phoebe gets super excited because she hasn't had poutine in a while. I tell her it's her lucky day because it's all vegan if she doesn't add the extra mozzarella. My brother Ross started to get pouty and then we had a fight because he never agreed to eat vegan food. And just because Phoebe is vegan, he didn't have to be and he likes his meat and blah blah blah. He made this huge deal about it, even demanding I give him back his €5. LOL. He went off so much that even his girlfriend Rachel told him to calm down, but he said it was about the principle of the matter, and that if he didn't want to eat vegan, he should not be made to eat vegan crap. For the rest of the night, I just kept taking things away. I had bought a gummy brand that's chewy and happens to be vegan. I took that stating he didn't want to eat vegan crap. When he went to get some fries, I took the little bowl and said, "Oh no, they're vegan." Salt nachos? Vegan. The brezel I had? Vegan. By the night's end, he called me a stuck-up witch and told me he wouldn't come back to my place until I'd apologised and accommodated him too. Rachel said I took it way too far by taking away all vegan foods. Phoebe feels bad for starting this, and Chandler and Joey thinks it's hilarious. Am I the idiot? P.S. I do think I was one, but I don't think I should apologise. LOL. Not the idiot. He deserves everything you've done. He can't behave badly and then expect everything to be okay. I think he made a big drama out of something as simple as no meat on the table. Okay, if he wants to eat meat, let him bring products or tell you in advance so that there's something suitable for him too. But to go and sit at the table and complain in front of everyone who just wants to eat together is stupid. Well done, OP. Everyone's the idiot here, but honestly, I would have laughed along with Joey and Chandler. You provided food for the whole group, so your hosting is fine. A vegan cheeseburger needs to come with a warning, but I wonder if vegan poutine needs a warning if the cheese is an add-on. Fry oil can be totally vegetable and a good gravy can be made 100 different ways. I'm hardly a poutine connoisseur though. He was the idiot for calling it out in such a toddler tantrum way. Where I get to everyone's the idiot here is in your continuing to remove every vegan food he eats, even if it is just vegan by nature. I would have delivered each new food with the sarcastic, "vegan food alert." I guess that would have made me the idiot too.